Good afternoon, Brian. I'm wondering whether you have any indication whether Raekwon's injury might be long-term or is we looking at a day-to-day deal?
Yeah, it's still early. Still, doing tests, and probably have more information, later on today and in the coming days. But Raekwon's a tough kid. He's eager to get back out there, so we'll just take it one day at a time. But still, kind of running some tests. Don't have any final results there.
Barry?
Brian, with Raekwon, could he have gone back yesterday, or would it just have been too risky, do you think, health-wise?
Yeah, I mean, we held him out, so that's the decision we made. And we're running tests now, and look, I mean, nothing's more important than the health of the player. And that's kind of the approach we'll take, and that's the approach we took with him yesterday. And we held him out, which kind of lets we didn't want to put him back in there.
And then one other quick thing, is Austin Jackson your starting left tackle moving forward, or did Liam do enough things yesterday where now that's an open competition moving forward?
Well, Liam did a nice job yesterday. It was a kind of obviously a tough environment against a team that shows a lot of different fronts and gave him a lot of different looks. So I thought he played well. But yeah, Austin's our left tackle.
Thanks, Brian.
Tim Reynolds?
Brian, nobody hangs a banner for 1-0 starts. I get that, of course, but can it be a nice little emotional boost when you guys look at the standings and see that you're alone on top? I mean, after all the work you guys put in all spring and all summer, to get at least some sort of little payoff and that sort of good feeling, can that permeate a little bit and just be a nice little booster going into week 2?
I mean, I think the guys are excited that we won the game, but now it's about, and look, like you celebrate, you're happy about it, but then we got to turn the page and move on to our next opponent, which is another obviously big game against a very good team. So that's the approach. I think it's definitely excitement, but there's tough games on the horizon, so we have to get prepared for that.
Thank you.
David Lang, WPLG.
Hey, Coach. I had a question for you about the 2 touchdown drives. They both happened the first time you touched the ball. The first one, the first time you touched the ball in the first half. The second one, first time you touched the ball in the second half. And I'm wondering if there's any reason that the offense was clicking so well the first time they possessed the ball.
Look, I think we try to execute on every drive. It just so happens, in this particular game that happened on our first drive to open the game our first drive of the game and to open the second half. I think we need to do a better job executing in between, which we're going through those corrections right now. But I don't think there's any real correlation. We try to move the ball and be productive on every drive. It just so happens it happened in those instances.
Omar?
Obviously, a win is hard to come by in the NFL, but how much better is it a teaching tool or opportunity when you can have a tough game that you pull off and there's a lot of correctable things that you can show them on film?
I mean, there's always corrections in every game. It's always nice to make those corrections, after a win, but definitely a lot of corrections that we're making now. And, if we make them, we'll be better for them. And that's kind of where our focus is right now.
Cam?
Flo, if I could look a little bit ahead to Buffalo, obviously you guys get Will back this week. What impact does his speed have on this offense?
I think Didn't have Will last week. He missed, some time in the training camp. We really only had him for I would say a handful of practices. But we'll work him in and see how best to kind of utilize him within the offense, and see how things go during practice this week. I think we got a lot of guys in that room, and we'll just see how practice goes this week and take it from there.
Stefan?
Hey, what's going on, Flo? Wanted to ask you about the stretch in the second quarter there with the Landon, the missed call there on that, the touchdown, and then just the stretch at the end of the second quarter. How do you feel like your poise was as a coach, as a team, to close out that half? Importantly, and tie things up. When some calls didn't go your way.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of how the game goes. Just move on to the next play. Try to take it one play at a time. There's ebbs and flows in every game. Good call, bad call. From the officials. That happens. And you just kind of move on and try to have a good play on the next snap. Make a good call on the next snap. Put guys in good position to have success. So, but yeah, the end of the second quarter was a lot of ebbs and flows there. They took the lead, had a good 2-minute drive, tied it up, and we were able to get the ball back in the second half and take the lead again. So it's a back and forth game, tough game. That's how games are in this league. And I think our team showed some resiliency and some mental toughness, and we need that.
Jose?
Thank you, Coach. I wanted to get your thoughts on the running game. Obviously, Miles Gaskin was out there for a lot of most of the game, but Malcolm Brown came in late as well and was able to provide important first down opportunities for you guys. Can you share your thoughts on that after watching video? Thanks.
Yeah, I thought specifically at the end of the game when we needed some first downs running the football to run the clock out. That was good to see us finish the game with the ball. They knew we were going to run it. We knew we were going to run it. We were able to pick up a couple first downs there. So that's always good. I thought Miles ran hard. I thought Savon ran hard. I thought Malcolm ran hard. I think there's a lot to build on there. But we can block it better. We can run a little bit better. And we're making those corrections now, and we got to put it into action on the field when we get back out there on Wednesday.
Omar?
For the first opportunity, obviously Austin not being there, but how would you assess how the offensive line performed in their debut this year?
Look, like every position, there's a lot of improvement that needs to be made. First game, first 60-minute ball game for all, everyone on the offensive line and defensive line, and really the entire team. So I think the improvements is the big mantra or coaching point right now across the board at all positions. If we make the necessary improvements, we'll get better, and that's kind of where our focus is right now.
Cam?
Hey, Flo, if I could, I guess, follow up briefly. I asked you a little earlier, I guess, about Will. You mentioned you haven't seen him a lot with practices. Have you seen enough of him to know where maybe he would fit when you put him in there, just given the lack of time out there?
He's got a lot of film from his time in Houston. We had him all spring, so we have an idea of where we would want to play him, and but gotta practice. And, we gotta get timing. It's not like you can put the people on the page as far as drawing something up, but getting timing with the quarterback, getting timing in the running game, getting timing as from that standpoint, those are things you have to practice. So we need to get more of that. I think we'll get that this week.
Anybody have one final question?
I guess if I could follow up if no one else has one. Obviously, this is the first regular season game. George and Eric kind of called and ran this offense. How would you evaluate how the offense looked against a, live defense that mattered?
I thought, we moved the ball effectively on some drives, and then in some other drives we didn't. I think they got a good defense. I think they played well. They made some plays. We made some plays. They won some matchups. We won some matchups. It was a tough ball game in a tough environment. I thought our operation was clean as far as dealing with crowd noise and getting in and out of the huddle and things of that nature. Eric and George, they did a nice job getting the guys prepared and putting guys in position to make some plays.